reading chapter 2, but it's been a long time since we did chapter 1. So, let's see.
We're doing it because...
Alright, so let's go around. Let's say, what are some things you remember from chapter 1 in Owls in the Family? So we'll raise our hands. Some things you remember.
So 10 dominoes are 5 squares. I need you to stop. I remember that 5 squares.
Yep, some of you guys have notes. You can look in your book.
Full size. On page 9. See how this is half a side on each? These two are touching on one full side. But this one is not.
That night I told Dad about the owl nest. He looked at Mother and all he said was, "Oh no, not owls too."
Why did he say that?
Because I think he has lots of pets already. On the cover he has 3 dogs. And
So you think that the dad doesn't have any more pets?
yeah.
Okay.
I think he's
What you're going to do today.
I just need 2 owls. That's your prediction? Okay, what else do we remember from chapter 1? There were lots of things. Yeah, Dejan.
And then draw them so we know what they are.
They saw crows and they got
You can use 5 squares.
Okay, wait until after the dance.
5 for you. And draw
Yeah,
them.
so they saw crows and they thought that owls were going to be near, right? And where were they? Does anyone remember where they were? Where does this story take place? Do you remember what country it takes place in? Emma, do you remember?
Canada?
It takes place in Canada, right? And do you remember what type of, where they look for the owls? What that type of land is called? Ushama or Emma, do you guys remember?
See what you can come up with.
Where do they look for the owls?
I think they were looking in trees and stuff.
In trees, yep.
And then I think they like
Write them or record them in some way.
Yep, yeah, good memory. They broke, remember, so his friend Bruce, and the main character's name is Billy, they went to the prairie. You guys remember?
How do you know it?
The prairie on the back. Because it doesn't say his name in the book. I read the back, and it said his name is Billy. Alright, so the main character is Billy, and he and his friend Bruce.
I do. Oh yeah. Whoa. Billy finds hole there.
Okay, so
You know what, you need to put
Bruce and Billy go to the prairie, which is that big stretch of land, right? And they are trying to look for owls. Alright, right, to keep as what? To keep as pets.
Like her
Right. Okay, so we're going to start reading chapter 2, but we're going to go over some of the vocab that's in chapter 2. So this, Emma, can you read this for me?
snared. Snare.
Yep.
Make of heavy twine.
Good. All right, so the words that I underlined, snare and twine. Does anyone know what snare is? Raise your hands. I think we had this for vocab when we were learning about the legal marks. So a snare made of heavy twine. That's okay. It was a long time ago. Does anyone remember what a snare is? Yeah, Kavita. What do you think?
It's like, in this case, it's heavy twine wrapped in something. So like, there was a turkey coming by or something, and it would get caught in a snare, which is a big trap.
Yep. A snare is a type of trap. Good.
And I
Remember now?
I think it was like, yeah, for the owl this side. Oh, for the stickers what we earned was for the movie. When that prince, like, why would he do that? Man got like stuck and was hanging by one leg.
Oh, yes, yes.
That's a snare.
Good memory, yes. Yeah, so a snare is like a trap, and usually it catches something by the foot, pulls it up. All right? And right, like a rabbit. Good. Does anyone know what twine is? Made of heavy twine. So it's got big rope. So this is what a snare looks like. So I tried to get a picture of a snare. So it kind of down here, and it just kind of picks something up. And twine is a type of string. So it's really strong. So it's not like yarn, right? It's really heavy. So that when it picks the animal up, the rope doesn't break. Okay, you have to haul it in fast. Who knows what haul means? What do you think? Raise your hand. Rashama, do you have any idea what haul means? Or Emma? You have to haul it in. You know. Taj, do you have any idea? You have to haul it in fast. What do you think that could mean?
Pull the animal out. The animals in musical.
A snare.
If the animals in the snare, you get it.
Okay. Dejan, did you want to add to that? You forgot what you were going to say. So haul, you have to kind of pull it really hard and use a lot of strength. So am I hauling this right now? No. But if it was 500 pounds and I was going like this, that would be hauling it, right? You have to pull it really hard using a lot of strength. Okay. So it's to pull or drag and usually something heavy. Okay. All right. What about this? Who can read this? Rashama, can you read this for me?
I'm having a hard time making it happen tricks.
How do you say? How do you think we? Yep. Sound it out.
Okay.
Yep. Is everyone looking at this and trying to sound it out? Almost. What are you saying?
Accordion.
Accordion, right. Does anyone know what an accordion is?
That, and then Adam's apples in that banging house that goes.
Right, so an Adam's apple is right here on your throat, right? You can kind of feel it. It's right here. It's really hard.
Yeah, my
And-
dad had it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they bounce
Yeah.
out so much.
And then what's an accordion? It's a type of instrument that goes like this. So what do you think this means when it says his Adam's apple was going in and out like an accordion? What do you think he's doing? What do you think he's doing there? He's making his,
Swallowing?
maybe swallowing, right? What else can you do that would go? He's probably breathing really hard, right? So it's going in and out, so he's going like an accordion, okay? So this is a picture of an accordion, right? So it's an instrument that kind of goes like in and out.
That's a weird one.
Okay, this is a
a
hatchet, so it's like a,
It's like an axe.
you can say something. You'll find out. Okay, so a hatchet's kind of like a big knife. You can usually cut down trees with it. Okay, and then this is the word, can you read this word, John? Good, scrounging. Does anyone know what scrounging means? You can also look at my definitions. Emma, do you want to read the definition? You can read the first one.
Looking for closely.
Yep, and Taj, can you read the second
Looking
definition?
for closely.
Yeah, so you're looking really closely, really carefully.
Let me write.
Hold on, let Taj,
Trying to find something that is hard to find.
right, so you're kind of scrounging, so you're kind of looking around really carefully. So do you think it's something that's easy to find? No, it's something that's hard to find, so you're kind of scrounging for it.
Now.
Okay, so now we're going to start reading chapter 2. So while you're reading, we're going to do these active reading strategies. So I want you guys to create a character web for Owls in the Family, and I want you to do Billy. So we're going to do Billy today, so you can write down different things that Billy does. You can write what he likes, who's in his family, who his friends are. If you can think of any characteristics, if he's nice, if he's sad at some point, why he's sad. So all different things about Billy. And then there's also these questions that I'm going to have you guys do. Okay? So make sure you circle and underline the important parts. And read really carefully. Where's your books?
Really dumb.
And then you guys can also use sticky notes if there's a word you don't know. You can put a sticky note, or if you think something's really interesting, you can also put a sticky note. Okay? And if you don't know a word, you can ask me and we can try and figure it out.